Hi everyone, it's pouring with rain, but come on in, come into the light. Okay. Hi, well, good to see you again, and it's been a little while. May was a really crazy month with the premiere of a children's opera,
By St. George, I think he's done it! Hooray!
and I had the premiere of the march that I wrote for the Sea Cadet band up in Wales, and I was also out in Germany filming with the trio Gaspard, so lots to tell you about. I've got lots of footage that I want to show you, and I'm going to stagger it over the next few vlog episodes. I was thinking about what to show you today, and it's been pouring with rain, and it made me think of another day when it was pouring with rain, which was the Wednesday before the children's opera premiere. Hi guys, I just ran for the train and I'm still soaking wet. I can't even see out of these glasses. I think it's quite interesting to share this with you, because the premiere itself went terrifically well. I was really pleased with it. The rehearsal a few days beforehand went quite badly at times, and I was a little bit anxious, I must admit, as to how it was going to go. So I thought that was interesting to talk about, because there's no point doing this vlog if I just present my life as being perfect. I think it's much more interesting to talk about like the problems that I have and the failures and the difficulties. Like, I just want to tell everything. I want it to be kind of real, basically. That Wednesday was an interesting occasion. It was pouring with rain, so for a start that makes it difficult to work with kids. The rain always seems to make kids go a little bit wild, doesn't it? I don't quite know why. First off, I went down to see the donkey, or the girl who plays the donkey, and her mum, and we went through it together, and I played some of the songs and she said her spoken bits. I've written music theatre before, and I've written music theatre where I've written the words and the story as well as the music. But this was the first time that I directed the project as well, so not musically directed, but actually stage directed it. One of the things that was tricky in putting this piece together was that it was rehearsed in kind of two parts. So the piece is largely songs for choir, or the two choirs, plus spoken dialogue in between. And it was kind of learnt and rehearsed on two tracks. So there was the kind of musical track, which was done in the choir's rehearsals, and then there was the sort of acting stuff, which was done separately. And what was tricky in the last few days was to bring it all together. So that was a very helpful session. And then we went on to the rehearsal with the choir. And there was one scene in particular which was really going quite badly wrong. It was the most complicated bit of the opera. And it's a sequence where we see the baby lion grow up into an almost adult lion. And it's done as a kind of a cinematic montage, and there's music running through it. So there's singing from the choir, and there's piano accompaniment. And there's the narrators, and there's action on the stage showing the daily life of the lion and the donkey in the monastery. There was music, there was action, there was words, and it was all going terribly wrong. And I think the solution was worth sharing with you guys. The solution was just for me completely to take charge, and I think the idea of like just taking charge in a way sounds kind of not in the spirit of collaboration or all the other things that we're meant to do in modern life that isn't meant to be sort of dictatorial. And I'm not at all a dictatorial person, I don't think, but I realised that it needed someone to take charge. So the solution was for me to just work out what we needed to do in the remaining time. I think it comes down to this. As a composer, you're giving instructions to other people, and if they're confused, it's your responsibility to make it clearer to them what you want. The third time you go around here, and magically, when you come out the other side, hopefully Amelia will transform into Chloe. Okay, let's try this. It struck me that the lesson I think to learn is that actually it's okay as a composer to be in charge. As a composer, you are in charge, and the whole history of opera really is this kind of history of the composer taking charge in a way, arguably. So if you think of what opera was like in the 18th century, Handel's London, for example, the composer was not the star at all. There were operas which were kind of taking tunes from other operas and just mashing them up together, really. Opera was pretty chaotic back then. And then, as the 19th century progresses, I think music gradually takes more and more importance in opera and the opera process. And by the time you get to Wagner and the idea of the Gesamtkunstwerk, where it's a total work of art controlled by the composer. So the composer's writing the story and the words, so is writing literature as well as music. This is Wagner's idea anyway, that the composer is also designing the scenery and the set and controlling the lighting, and everything is all down to one creative voice. That, I think, is a very interesting idea. I think it's interesting to think where that can go now in the days when we're able to make film as well. That's something I really want to explore. But in the end, it all went really well on the Saturday night, so I think that's enough for today, and I will share with you more about the performance in the next vlog. And if you've enjoyed the video, then please do like, please subscribe. And if you want, you can follow me on social media. I do Facebook, I do Instagram, and I do Snapchat. Yeah, subscribe. Great, okay.